everybody, it's the Loom Girl here. Today I'll be reviewing the Bandaloom. I got this product off of Amazon, which was $10. I got the Bandaloom since in one of my comparison videos, people commented that this kit contains over 1,000 pieces, and I wanted to see if it's worth the $10 for the 1,000 rubber bands. So this kit says, kit includes everything you need. 1 Bandaloom, 1 mini Bandaloom, 1 hook, 1,000 color bands, 40 clips, a charm set, and a clear carrying case. Right now, the everything you need is in the clear carrying case. And on the top of the box here, it says, as seen on TV. I've never seen this on TV. But if you have, tell me that you've seen it on TV. And it says that you can barely see it through the handle. It says, for ages 7 and up, BAP free, latex free, and lead free. This is the front of the box, and there's an instruction manual that I can see from the outside. And on the back of the box, it looks like some advertisements of kids making them and wearing them and showing them to you. It says, the fun looming kit that's easy to use. So, now time to take off the plastic seal that covers the carrying case and see what's inside. So I took off the plastic, it's now time to take off the paper. And so this is what it looks like when you took off this plastic wrap and the little piece of paper, which the pictures. And so let me turn this around and open the box. Okay, this is what the box looks like. And this is the instruction manual. It says Bandaloom instruction manual. And it says, your Bandaloom kit includes this: a Bandaloom, a mini Bandaloom, Bandaloom hook, clips, and rubber bands. And so when you open this instruction manual, right here it teaches you how to make the single chain bracelet with very clear instructions. And down here it says how to use the mini Bandaloom, which I'll show you also how to use. And these instructions to use the mini Bandaloom kind of look like the Rainbow Loom instruction manual. And so let's close this up. And now see what's inside. So here are some metal charms. It comes with 4 of them. One of them says, I love you, BFF, a heart, and a star. It comes with 2 sets of rubber bands. The one package is blue, green, red, pink, and yellow rubber bands. And this one is purple, orange, white, black, teal, and white, if I didn't say that by now. And here is your Bandaloom. This feels like plastic, of course, and when I hold it, the pegs do feel a bit sharp if you actually scrape your finger on it. And let's see if this is sharp. No, not really. And now on this side. But something that I noticed is that the pegs go down a little and then they have a big bump and then it goes back down. So it doesn't look like it can hold too many rubber bands. And under the Bandaloom is the hook and the mini Bandaloom. So I'm gonna open this up. And this is the mini Bandaloom. The Bandaloom does fit inside, but the hook part goes through it. Looks like it can hold quite a bit of rubber bands. But it looks a bit weird right here. It doesn't look like it can hold so much rubber bands. But I'm going to give you guys a closer look at this in just a moment. And here it is. If you can see that it's rounded here. And there's a little gap right there. And this is the bottom of the bandaloom where your bracelets can go through if you're making fishtails and all sorts of stuff. And there's, it's rounded. And this is the hook. It looks like a small place to pull rubber bands up. This hook is a bit bendy. And I think I just bent it a bit. And yeah. And so, I am going to show you the clips now. Here's a whole package of 40 clips. And these are S clips. Comes in a package of them. And now I'm gonna make a bracelet on the mini bandaloom. And then I'll make a bracelet on the bandaloom. So I'm actually gonna take this package with the red, green, yellow, and blue, and green, and open it up. So before we make a bracelet on the mini bandaloom, we're gonna do the stretch test. So I'm taking my green rubber band and stretching it. And this is as much as I can stretch it. And I think this is as much as it can get stretched. They're pretty stretchy. And now the rubber band's even more stretchier, so when you stretch it, it looks like this. And when it's a regular size, it looks like this. So I'm putting my stretched one to the side right now and taking it. So here's the bandaloom. I'm gonna open the instruction manual to show you the instructions on how to use it in a closer look. And so here it is. So it says loop a band around the top peg, pull the bottom peg, and then loop the end of the band back around to the top peg. So let me do that. And if I wanted, I could keep going and make it a necklace. Or at the beginning, I could do less and make it a ring. And this is just the right size for my wrist. Perfect size. So I'm taking the other side of my S clip, slipping it off the bandaloom if it happened to you like it happened to me. That your start of using the bandaloom didn't work so well. That your rubber band fell off of the bandaloom. And now I'm clipping this side on. I got both sides and I'm taking the hook off. So there is a single chain bracelet, and in the instruction manual it has the same steps as I did. And there you have a single chain bracelet done on the mini bandaloom. Okay, now time for the bandaloom. Let's fold this package up. Put my mini bandaloom to the side and take the bandaloom out. So I'm gonna put the bandaloom carrying case to the side. And this is the bandaloom. I'm gonna see how many pegs it goes down. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Just like the rainbow loom, it goes 13 pegs down. But you can't move the pegs you can't move it down to be in the rectangular or square configuration. This plastic is pretty sturdy, but if you try to bend it, it does hurt your hands a little. And there is very faint lines, or actually I should say arrows, to show you to go forward that you can barely see. But for this bracelet, I'm gonna try out the charms. So I'm taking out the other color selection or color of bands. And here's this that opens up. It's strange how they didn't just mix all the colors up together to be one big mixed package, but I bet each package comes with 500 bands. So from the instruction manual, it says go in a zigzag form, arrows pointing away from you, all the way to the end of the loom. So So I'm taking my rubber band starting from the center there. This does feel a bit strange, as you know, there's a bump here, which I think is to protect the rubber bands from falling off. This hook is a bit small, so it does not loop as many rubber bands as other hooks I've tried in the past. It does hurt when you put your fingers down on the pegs when you're trying to hold your loom down. It does also scrape your fingers. So this loom does have sharp edges to it. And there I finished looping it. So I'm going to put my hook back in the Bandaloom's box. And I forgot to put a charm on here. But I think you can connect a charm from here, which I'll show you before I pull this off. I just kind of dumped them out. And here's the star. They are not double-sided, it's just one side. And this, I forget what this ring is called. But what you need to do is kind of open it a bit, if you can do that, or you need some tweezers. Oh, now I remember, they're called jump rings. And you would be able to open this, which I'll try doing that with the hook. There, I got it open a bit. And I'll show you how to do that. So you're taking it and putting the hook through there, and you're pulling it open. There, it just slips on like that. And then now, when you take your bracelet off, you're gonna have to pinch it close. And there, it just closes like that, but I'm not wanting to put a charm on here, so I just slipped it off. And I'm gonna put it back in the package that it came in. Kind of ripped on me there, but it's okay. Oh, flew them out of my hand. There, putting it back in the box. And now I'm going to try something. And what I'm going to try is, let me first get the clip out of this little bag. If it wants to come. If it doesn't want to come out, I can see. And get clipped onto a bracelet. But, got it. Taking one side of my S-clip, and it just kind of fell off there, so take my hook. And if this happened to you while you were looming, you just stick it through there and kind of put it there. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting the clip on first, is going to pull off the bracelet. So this is also kind of a stretch test, is to see if it can stretch high, and it does. And it does stretch out pretty wide. And this is longer than the one I made before with the mini Bandaloom. Which, if this bracelet is too big on you, like this bracelet is way, way, way too big on my wrist. If you can see that, it just like flops down. You take off some rubber bands, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, these are my conclusions. Don't get offended if I say something that you don't think is right, but this is my opinion. So first, to start with the instruction manual. I like the instruction manual since it's nice and clear, and it gives you step-by-step instructions to make a single chain bracelet, and it teaches you how to use the mini Bandaloom and the Bandaloom. And for the Bandaloom, what I like is that you can connect more Bandalooms from the bottom of the loom and the top and to the sides, because one side has these pins to connect them to a side that's like this that doesn't have the pins. And I like that on the back there's these little soft pieces that you can take out, which don't scrape your table or your workspace. This loom is a great starter kit if you haven't used a different type of loom. But the part I don't like about the loom is that you can't move the pegs forward to be in the rectangular configuration, or, well, you can only keep it in the V configuration. These pegs are very sharp. I asked my parents if they think these pegs are sharp, and they agreed on it, but I think you can get used to the sharpness of the pegs. And a part that I didn't like was that there's a bump. So there's a little part of the peg, and then there's a bump, and then place to put your bands, and then another bump, which makes it a bit trickier to loom and place your rubber bands. Okay, now time for the mini bandaloom. So this is the mini bandaloom. This mini bandaloom is great to go on the go to make single chains. And you can also make fishtails on this. And approximately you can fit 3 rubber bands on here, because there's these little lines to show you where you should put your rubber bands. And I'll get 3 rubber bands from the package, and here they are. And so I'm taking my first one and putting it on under the top line, and pushing it all the way to the line, and it kind of has a stopping point that you can feel. And yeah, they're pretty squished together, so I'd only recommend to put 2 rubber bands on here. And yeah, and something that I didn't like was that the pegs are rounded on this mini bandaloom. So it does also affect on how your hook fits in, but this is the perfect size hook to go right in the circular pegs. But if I made fishtail chains, I prefer to use the bandaloom using these 2 pegs instead of this, because the pegs can hold more than the mini bandaloom. Okay, time for the hook. This isn't the sturdiest hook, because if you look down at the instruction manual, I can bend the hook, but it won't break. But it does make a little line, and once you bend it, you gotta kind of put it back in the right place to make it still useful. I don't like that it's a small hook section, so it can't hook too many rubber bands. So if I take 3 rubber bands, it doesn't really hold them so well. And so I think you could probably only hold 2 rubber bands with this. And if you want to put the hook into the mini bandaloom, the hook part of the hook, when you stick it through the bandaloom, sticks out, which looks a bit weird. And if you stick it in the other way, it also has a part that sticks out the bottom of the hook. And I kind of shot the hook out of the bandaloom, so I have to go now. There, got it? Okay, now time for the charms. So these are the charms. These charms look more girly, because I don't think boys would use these. I prefer if they were for all types of genders, which means girls and boys, because what comes with these in this package of charms is a heart, a star, I love you, and BFF. It has a smiley face attached to it. I prefer if they put for both types of gender charms, and people are allergic to types of metal, so I kind of wish they made these in rubber. And I like that it comes with 40 clips. It's a good amount to start with, but you will need more once you make a lot of bracelets, necklaces, and rings. And the rubber bands. I like that there's 10 different colors, and that there's 2 different packages. In the packages, they show you colors that go together. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, just don't give any thumbs up, because if you give it a thumbs down, that would make me really sad. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Please subscribe. You can add me to your Google Plus circles. and you can find me on Instagram and Pinterest, and I will see you soon. Bye!